Welcome back to another Raiderland podcast, the R&D podcast. Very little research, no development. Ryan Hyatt along with David Collier, KMAC 28 Red Raider Nation. The speculation has become fact. Pat Mahomes declaring today for the NFL draft. We'll talk legacy. We'll talk about all the aspects of this, but I thought it was really interesting who was there today. Not just his family, but Super Agent Leigh Steinberg. I've been around this program, David, for going on 3 decades plus now. That's a lot of years. Steinberg doesn't come to Lubbock.
No.
To my knowledge, he's never represented a Tech athlete coming out of Texas Tech. What does that say about where the brightest minds in the business and sports representation regarding the NFL and quarterbacks believe Patrick Mahomes is?
I think that's what Tech fans need to take away from this more than anything. You might be upset that he's not going to stick around for a senior season, but to know that people like that have the interest that they've had in him, what seems like
for a while,
quite some time now, that Leigh Steinberg's willing to come and be part of this. I think that should tell you something about how special Patrick Mahomes could be at the next level, and you should be proud of the fact that you might hear a Texas Tech quarterback going in the first round when the NFL draft comes around.
Man, if I'm Cliff Kingsbury, that's where I am today. I'm putting that picture out of Leigh Steinberg there in facility with Pat Mahomes and saying, you know, Tech has that saying about from here it's possible. All right, from here it's possible. You too can stand on the highest podiums. You can stand next to Leigh Steinberg, and you can get yourself ready for the NFL right here at Texas Tech, even if you don't make a bowl.
Yeah, no, I mean, you mentioned it. When I walked in there, I saw who turned out to be Chris Cabot, the other gentleman that will be representing Patrick Mahomes, who works for Leigh Steinberg. But I immediately saw Leigh Steinberg, and it was just, I mentioned this, I think when we were talking in the football training facility. It was like draft day. I was like, sitting there going, this is surreal, because that's not who I expected to be there. I expected maybe a Chris Cabot to be there. I did not expect to see Leigh Steinberg walking around the football training facilities so nonchalantly and just
like he's done that before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very comfortable in front of a camera, or anyone who may own a camera or might have a camera somewhere on them. I'll take away that today, and I think that solidifies, or should help solidify in the minds of people. Is Patrick Mahomes ready for the NFL? To me, that's irrelevant, because I don't think anybody ever really is. Whether you play 3 years or 5 years in college, the only way to get ready for the NFL is to be in the NFL. I think that's the only way to really make that work. So he gets his clock started now, and I think this is the right move for him completely.
Yeah, and you listened to Leigh when he was talking to us, the fact that, to follow up your point there, he needs to learn stuff that people in a system like Texas Tech, that the scouts want to see. And that's what he needs. He's going to go to San Diego and start training. He's going to work on 3-step, 5-step, 7-step drops, taking the ball from the center, stuff that he clearly didn't do here unless it was a quarterback sneak.
Right.
And he's only going to get those reps by preparing for the combine.
And that's a full-time job. And literally that's what he's going to be doing starting tomorrow, or day after tomorrow. He'll fly out tomorrow, I guess, and he'll start that process. And then, people will say, well, there's all these things he's got to get better at. Well, he's not going to get better at those NFL things at Texas Tech. He's going to get a year older and put up gaudy stats, and it's not going to matter. They don't care about the stats, talking about the NFL. What about the Heisman Trophy? No, he's not. He would not have a chance to win the Heisman Trophy next year, because Tech's not going to win 9 or 10 games.
Yeah, they would have to win a minimum of 8 games. They have to go higher than that, I would think, if he was going to win a Heisman. I think all you need to take away from Patrick Mahomes, if you don't think he really wants to be here, I think that this situation was decided a while ago. It just seemed like after the way this season went, it was probably locked up. But the guy hurt himself in the 4th game of the season, and he played the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy came out numerous times.
Question his commitment or his toughness.
Exactly. Tough. He was committed to his university for the time that he was here. And if he had to be here another year, I guarantee he would have. But this is the best opportunity.
There are a lot of players that I think after that AC issue with the shoulder, knowing what's in front of them, they go to the coaches and say, I'm not going back out there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go through all the electronic stim during the game, and we're not going to go through all this. I'm not going to go out there. You can put Nick out there. You can put somebody else. He didn't do that. And I think that speaks volumes about him. And I think also the NFL probably looking at it and go, hey, that's a guy who wasn't even doing that for a paycheck.
Yep.
That's a guy doing that because he loves the game. Can't wait to see what happens now in the future. We can speculate as we get closer to draft day, maybe some of the teams that'll be looking hard on them. That'll flesh itself out in the future. Now the immediate impact for Cliff Kingsbury, I think you go into the spring, you get to decide between a JUCO quarterback and Nick. Fair competition.
Yeah. And that's where you're at. At least he kind of prepared himself, like we had mentioned. I mean, you get the JUCO guy in there that clearly wants to play right away, and you get Nick, who at least got some reps this past year, some meaningful. Not as many as that you would hope for, but you were one to win football games. Exactly. So he's ready for this level.
All right, you guys tell us what you think. Comment section below. We love hanging out with you here in Raiderland. For David Collier, I'm Ryan Hyatt. We'll see you soon.